Hello, Matt.
Michael, good morning.
Yeah, how goes it, everyone? Okay. That was my dog. In case anybody's wondering, he really has no manners on these lives. Rudy does what he wants.
Either does mine. I had to kick him out of my office
Yeah.
right before we
Yep.
got on. So,
Well, anyways, good morning, everybody. We've got more rain moving in, believe it or not. I had a rather wild image I wanted to share with everybody just before we kind of get the show on the road. I'm going to pull it up here and show you guys this. But this is the rainfall percent of normal in the last 14 days. Um, and so this is you know rather wild to see um, you know 300 to 900% of the normal rainfall in the last 14 days. And obviously, we can see the epicenter of the worst, and it's really the area right now. Oh my, that
oh
is
wow.
getting the rain this morning again.
Yeah,
So this
this
area here that I've highlighted, it some of these spots have seen over 900% of the normal rainfall in the last 2 weeks, Matt.
Michael, this is probably since I've been a forecaster, the most wild August pattern I've ever seen. I mean,
Yeah,
this northwest flow pattern, this cluster pattern, heavy rain, it's just been relentless.
yeah.
I'm from a small town just north of Indianapolis in Sheridan, Indiana, and I think it was yesterday they closed school because of flooding. That I've never heard of that happening once in my life. That has never happened. And the White River, Michael, it's at major flooding stages north side of Indianapolis to Noblesville.
Yeah, it's I forget what I saw the other day for the crest that I last night. It was a level I've never seen, but I don't. This coming in this morning, which I guess we can get right into that next, is what's on radar right now. I'll go ahead and flip to that so you guys can see it. Um, but at this point, what we're really concerned about is just obviously just insult to injury. You know,
Yep.
just continuing to kick people right in the teeth. I mean, um, and what I'm really trying to get my head wrapped around is how much of it is going to be in this area here. This is really obviously it's raining heavily north of Indianapolis right now. The last several days we've had questions to the southern extent of this, and the reason being is because when in the weather world, we look at um, heights and we look at upper air temperatures. We have what we call this 594 height line, and this is like basically why it's hot. This is where the heat comes from.
Hmm.
As the day goes on and with the sun comes up, you get what's called thermal expansion, and the height line goes further north. And as that happens, the upper air temperatures warm. So even if it looks as if this stuff is coming in and looking nasty in 3 hours by noon, the big question for me at least is how much of this is still as heavy as this is. And here's why I say that. I say that because if I just look at the latest run of some of our high resolution guidance, you know, and it's not handling the stuff super well. But as you go
Hmm.
throughout the day today and you get by 1 or 2 o'clock, you can see what it does. It completely zaps this whole thing of moisture. And you know, it would mean that the worst of it is certainly focused where it's at right now, but that this should start to weaken some Now, on radar currently, that does not look to be the case. So to me, I'm waffling back and forth, Matt, on do I think this is going to sustain like this for the next 4 to 6 hours, or does it show signs of weakening? What are your thoughts on that?
Well, at least as of us recording this right now, Michael, I'm looking out by zoom in a little bit towards like Champagne, just
Uh-huh.
a little bit. And that looks like it's even strengthening, Michael.
Yeah.
You're getting more of those deep reds starting to show up towards Champagne, and that's going to make a kind of a east northeast track. And we've had some of these outflows from some of these showers that have tugged south a little bit. I think they'll struggle to get like really far south in the immediate term because of everything Michael just mentioned. But it's going to be a boundary, so to speak, for moisture to continue to kind of spill on top of that boundary. Yes, right there. And the way the radar looks right now is concerning. And I've been looking at kind of just the atmospheric setup this morning. And one thing we look at is something called precipitable water. How much water is in the column of the air overall? And that's starting to really move in. And I would say, Michael, pretty extreme values. We looked right before we got on, almost 200% of the normal of the moisture
Yeah.
for this time of the year. And so the atmosphere is going to be absolutely loaded with moisture with this. We've got what we have on the radar right now. There's actually even a little bit of we're right along an instability gradient as we speak. Based off what I see on the radar and the ingredients at play, I personally lean a little bit more of a concern that this can spill into the east. Um, may not necessarily be at its complete, strength and intensity now, but I think it's going to be enough where it can do damage. Um, and keep in mind when we're loaded with moisture, like in an atmosphere like this, the rain, the dark reds, the yellows even, they're going to be very efficient rainmakers. Okay, so you may see an area of yellow come in, and you're like, man, that seemed way heavier than what I was expecting. It's because the atmosphere is loaded with moisture, an overall warm cloud, which leads to very efficient precipitation processes. And I'm concerned, one, obviously, river levels are very high. Two, Michael mentioned it. There's a ton of areas right now that have gotten well above normal rain for this time of the year. So our soils are saturated, our river levels are high, and then we get some high rainfall rates on top of that. It's just a very bad situation. And Michael mentioned that model. He showed that model just recently of the rain kind of weakening as it moves to the east. Model data right now, guys, I will be completely honest and transparent with you, are doing awful. They are not good at all with the current radar. I think there's maybe about one run from a model last night that is what I would call dangerous in my opinion. And it's got some amounts of 3+ inches just north of Indianapolis as we head throughout the morning hours of today. Oh, and keep in mind, there's additional threats for some storms as we head into this afternoon, into Sunday as well. And so 4 inches may not seem like the most extreme type of rain, but when you combine that with the situation we're already dealing with now, that is a nasty problem. That is a nasty problem. It's certainly not going to make situations any better, and it's really going to make ongoing flooding that we're seeing right now really bad, in my opinion, Michael.
Yeah, and Matt, I've pulled up the model run you were referring to last night that's handling this the best. The problem is it only gets us out to noon today.
Exactly.
However, with that being said, this is currently that's the model that Matt's talking about, and then this is the current radar. It's pretty good in terms of what we have to choose from here. But you can see as we go forward, it brings that through Hamilton County, which, by the way, right now is getting absolutely hammered. Not good at all. I believe there's a
No.
flash flood warning there, has been
Yep.
reissued, um, and even a strong storm statement. But the outflow coming south here does add. um, it adds some confidence that in through here we'll fill in as this stuff does jet off to the east a little bit. And that's what that particular run was saying right there, is it'll come through. But look at what it does here. I mean, guys, you got to remember the people out here in northeast, and central Indiana here. I mean, they got 20 inches of rain this week. I mean, so any rain, it doesn't even matter if it's a 2/10 of an inch. Any rain is not welcome at this point in time. Let's look at total rainfall here from this run. Um, as it takes it through this, and again, you can see some places here getting 2 to 3 inches of rain. Um, again, on top of this, and this model run is doing exceptionally well. I just wish it went out further than noon, but
Right.
you get what you get.
I think Jake used the 0ZH this morning in his kind of general updates in our bam weather app this morning.
Let's
It's
see.
not
Let me
going to be
get it,
perfect.
Matt. I'm having to when you talk, I mute because people were complaining about echoes. So,
Oh,
um,
okay.
yeah. But so yeah. Okay. Well, regardless of model choice, for now it's on the radar. And it's raining, and it's moving through the area. And for those of you that don't have the BAM weather app, there's some content out about this right now that's been sent out in the Nowcast. Um, this was from 6:30 this morning, and the timing of this is very, very good. The timing has verified very well with this. So this was a Nowcast that went to folks' phone this morning,
Mhm.
um, which is cool because you would have had the note there to know that. I'll put the sign up there, the QR code at the top for anybody that wants to get the BAM weather app. By the way, um, a very new interface is coming to the BAM app. I just want to say real quick. Um, and I'm
Exciting.
pretty excited for it. And I brought my screen up full screen for you just so I could show you guys maybe a quick, a quick new look at what the new app is going to be offering. I don't know. It's pretty cool. It's it's quite a bit different. It looks quite a bit different, more modern looking. The hourly parameters, all the different tools coming. I'm pretty excited for the new app. So all the same great services and stuff that we offer, but a new app coming by Labor Day. I'm pretty pumped for. So
Yeah, I'm
um,
excited for it.
yeah, absolutely. So let's pull this back out here. Let me get off my location here so you guys can see what we're dealing with. Look at a 24-hour rain forecast. I think this is obviously a little underdone because of the way the model data is handling things currently. It just is not doing super well, but generally, future radar kind of showing the progression of this. I will say, I do think by the evening, most of this is gone. Most of the activity should be done by the evening. A model I've been using more frequently than I have anything else is the impasse model, and it's okay right now. Again, it's not great. It's not great, but generally, it has the idea. It's a little slow. Long story made short, by this
Michael,
evening, yeah.
you're not sharing the screen.
Oh, good. Yeah, that's fantastic. You know, uh, if I could screw anything else up this morning, Matt, would you allow me to do so?
I will gladly, actually.
So I do see a comment here. I will address this. I'm a paid customer. Where would I see the timing picture you mentioned in the Nowcast? Yeah, it's a great question. So you go to your app and you should have gotten the notification sent to your phone. If you didn't, you need to delete, reinstall the app and allow notifications. But go to home and there's this blue banner right here where my mouse is, and you hit Nowcast active and you just hit it. But you should have gotten a push notification that this was sent out. Um, so if you didn't, I'm not sure why
Mike,
you didn't, but that's where it's at.
Michael, I don't want to interrupt you here, but I was looking at some of the radar estimates of that rain that's moving through the north side right now. And it's already, with this little wave, right? Already 1 to 2 inches with that wave
Wow.
itself.
Okay. Let me look here at yeah, I mean, you're already borderline getting into needing flash flooding. Well, they have them out, so they're already starting to blanket a little bit. I'm sure these will probably expand a little bit
Yep.
over the next couple hours.
And again, with how much rain we've gotten, 1 inch will do it at this point. 2 inches will really do it. 3 inches, we got a problem.
Yeah, 100%. And let me change real quick. I'll change views here, and we can look at that at what you were talking about, Matt. Um, just Doppler radar estimates. Let me go to 3 hour accumulations here. See, that's not really updated for me. Digital. There's 1 hour. Okay. 1 hour rains there in Bartholomew County. Yeah, I mean that's near Lebanon. That's an inch and a half of rain in 1 hour.
Right.
Um,
I mean, that's insanely heavy rainfall rates, right? Inch and a half an hour.
yeah, yes, it's yeah. I mean it's not normal, especially for I don't know the fifth day in a row.
Right. I mean, it's just nonstop, and that's the issue with today, right? The range is super efficient rain. It's going to come down in buckets. It's going to come down hard. Um, and that's just the first little wave, Michael. I mean, it's not like a big sprawling area of rain and storms on this leading edge. Behind it, well, yeah, it is. It is more sprawling. It is a larger area of rain. I mean, it extends back to Missouri. Michael, you're muted, bud.
What'd you say?
You're muted.
Yeah, there we go. I'm trying to keep it from you from echoing because I don't have my headphones in, but
Oh,
so what I'm noticing is the tendency still to avoid this, and like it's still even with that outflow, it's wanting to do more of that. Um, so
mhm.
I'm just going to continue to watch that a little bit. I will say in the short term, I have noticed a little bit, Matt, and I don't know if you would agree. And I'm going to switch radar domes here just to see if you can attest to this. Let me come over here and press the play button. But in the last, let the lightning load up, say hour or so, lightning has dramatically decreased, in my opinion.
Maybe a little bit. I mean, we're getting a few more lightning strikes out ahead, east of Champaign, perhaps. Um, but the problem, Michael, in my opinion, in this type of setup is our clouds are very warm overall. And so as far as a pure lightning risk, it's not like a absolute strobing thunderstorm. But the warm cloud does lead to just very efficient rain with this.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It still looks very healthy by Champaign, Michael. And considering some areas north of Indy already getting 1 to 2 inches, well, you add on another 1 to 2 inches, and now you're at 2 to 4 in spots.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's. I was just kind of talking more about does it maintain its intensity? But there, and it's
Yeah.
interesting because there are outflows being shot out kind of all along the southern edge of this, and my theory is that's due to the day starting to warm up a little bit. But um, I mean, it doesn't matter for these people right here. These people are, you're getting absolutely hammered. It's not the question. I'm just, my question is how far south does some of this stuff come? Do folks south of I-70 get this today for a little bit? And I think for a little bit, yes. Just trying to gauge,
Yeah, I see what you're getting at. Yeah, I would agree, Michael. I think the further south of I-70 you are, um, you'll probably avoid the what I would call significant impacts from this. It's also areas too, Michael, that have gotten just a little bit less rain anyway. So you're not necessarily prone, um, not saying you're out of the woods for some type of flooding, but not prone to the what I would call the dangerous flooding down there.
Yeah, I agree. So let's do this, Matt. What I'll do is I'll kind of just debrief everybody one more time with where we think the worst of this is going to be. Um, and then I'll kind of I'll show you what next week is looking like because I'm encouraged or excited by that a little bit, and then we'll take some questions and we'll wrap this up. So I think to sum this up, guys, the area obviously we are most concerned with this morning is right probably through here. And I'm going to be careful with this. I'm trying to be as mindful as I can. This is probably who gets the heaviest rain today. Um, does it rain, you know, down here further into Indiana? I think it can. I do think it rains and maybe storms for sure. Um, closer to the 9, 10, 11 o'clock time frame. Um, and then I think by the afternoon and evening, a lot of this stuff is gone as the upper levels warm and the ridge expands to the north. That's the current thought process there. Beyond that, beyond tonight into tomorrow, some of the data later tonight, I will say, tries to redevelop thunderstorm activity in east central Indiana, west central Ohio, which is,
Mm.
I mean, just not good. I wish I
No.
had better news. Um, that's the zero Z. Here's the latest run, but you can see some scattered thunderstorm activity tries to fire up eastern Indiana tonight, 9, 10, 11 o'clock, especially into central Ohio by late tonight. And then
And
what we
some of those
watch
storms could be
is,
severe, Michael.
I'm sorry.
Some of those storms could be severe.
Okay, yeah, we do have a slight a day one risk, or that's actually not updated yet. That's probably for today. I don't know why that's not updated yet, but yeah,
Mm-mm.
some
It's
of those
not.
storms could be stronger. So it's certainly something to keep in mind the further east that you go. But the later tonight, there's a potential into tomorrow for another wave of rain. And I'll illustrate this in a little bit different way, real quick. And I'm talking about tomorrow. I'm not talking about, I'm just trying to figure out the next wave. Upper air, and we'll look at the upper level energy, and that's the one coming through right now. That's our morning wave. There it goes. It's out of here. As we get into Sunday, you can see another wave works in right during the afternoon hours of Sunday. So I believe, regardless of what simulated radar tells us right now, I believe there is another wave to deal with, um, probably somewhere in here of some sort Sunday afternoon. So
Yep.
something to
There's
keep in
even a little
mind.
bit of a front, Michael, too, tomorrow
Okay.
at
Yeah.
the surface.
Yeah. So, I mean, something to
Uh,
keep in mind. I think that um, another round is on the table before this is all said and done.
and Michael, you mentioned next week looking exciting, promising. Um, I think a little bit because of this front we're seeing on Sunday, kind of finally starting to scour out the moisture a little bit.
That sure would be nice, Matt. In fact,
Yeah.
let's look at that real quick. I was just looking at the evening AI data and temperature chunks for one to start out this next 5 days are still warm, but in the 5 to 10, there's that front. And we see cooler than normal temperatures working in the 5 to 10 day period, which excites me immensely. Um, Mainly because my air conditioning decided to freeze up yesterday and leak on my basement floor. That's been fun to deal with. I've enjoyed that. It's been very exciting for me. Um,
Yeah.
and then in the 5 to 10, as it expands and we go to the 10 to 15, look at that. even a perhaps larger or more potent suggestion of cooler air here as we get into the end of August.
Oh
Um,
man.
so maybe we knock the heat out, and then what about rain? Well, I'm glad you asked. The AI, just looking at rainfall, obviously we can see that's right. This is the five. Okay, if I
Come
knew
on.
what I was doing. Uh, there's the 1 to 5 day. Obviously, it's above normal, but watch as we get into that period there where the front comes through. We're in that 5 to 10. The drier forecast starts to settle in, gets wetter to the south and east, and then we get into that 10 to 15 day period, and that sure looks nice for lesser chances of rain. And this is just one solution. There's other models, that um, you can always look at, and there's the I'll show you the European ensemble for the week 2 time frame for rainfall. It's also below normal, which is nice. And then its temperature forecast, it's also a little bit cooler than normal. Not as cool as the AI, but regardless, not as hot. Period. As what we've been dealing with there, Maddie. What do you think? Do you agree, or do you think we're just screwed?
Well, one thing I was gonna mention, Michael, is Wednesday, there is a front that moves through, kind of a reinforcing shot of cooler air. But out ahead of that front, there is some instability. So let's be on the lookout sometime near Wednesday for another round of some storms and even severe weather getting into Wednesday.
Yeah, that's not what anyone wanted to hear, Matt.
Yep.
Um, you know,
I know I'm
so
nothing but bad news.
yeah,
I really am.
there's the day 4 outlook for severe, but you can see the front coming through that Matt's talking about for Wednesday, and possibly bringing thunderstorms into the area. So that's the GFS is a little quicker here. This is Tuesday night into Wednesday um, with that particular run. But look at the cold air the GFS brings in behind it. Pretty fun looking there. The blues and the purples. Yeah, that's my language. And then a reinforcing cold front, a bigger one, which I believe we have on the in the long range. A big late August front. But look at that. That's fun.
Oh man, I'm ready for that, Michael. You have no
That
idea.
that would be pretty fantastic, and there would be no weather associated with that. There would just be no moisture because we would zap it. Dew point temperatures in the 40s, and air temperatures in the upper 50s. Probably nighttime lows. Look at that in the upper 40s with no rain. I mean, bring that on. So,
Bring it on. Bring on football. I'm ready for it.
yeah. What do we have here, real quick? I have a countdown app because I like countdowns. Notre Dame opener 22 days.
Man,
22 days
can't
Notre
come
Dame
soon
opener.
enough.
Oh, no, not at all. What are your predictions, Matt? And we'll take some questions. What are your predictions on is IU football better than Notre Dame football this year?
Ooh, man. Some people in this office may hate what I have to say, but I think Notre Dame is a better football team this year. CJ Carr, I think they run the table. Um, I think what I think happens in Notre Dame is they're going to go undefeated, and then they're going to get into the playoffs, and they're going to break my heart like they have every year of my existence. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah, that's a very, very logical, probably accurate prediction. I would have to say, I do think that they're probably the best team in college football this year, and I personally think that if IU would have actually played Notre Dame last year and Notre Dame's secondary and their defense, I don't think IU could have beat them personally. But I don't know. That's just me. I
Yeah.
know they went 16-0. They won the Natty. It doesn't matter. They're the goats right now. You can't. I'm not debating that. I'm just saying I think if they would have played Notre Dame, they would have lost.
Michael, I would like to think that would happen too. In a perfect world, that could have happened, but anyway, just
Josh Coleman, you're out of your mind.
sure.
Oh man. Anyways, let's take some questions. Colts Junior, yeah, with Colts Junior practice today. I'm cheering in the halftime show. I'm dancing, Matt, in a Colts halftime show with my daughter.
Are you really?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Oh man, so I'm gonna record that.
Oh, I hope so.
I want to see it. I want to see you. I want to see your moves.
All right, questions on the forecast, guys. Before we wrap this up, again, make sure you grab the app, BAM sign up app there on the top, um, and in the comments, get these updates, nowcasts, insights, videos sent to your phone as the rain continues to move in. Track it on Track Radar. Or radar updates every 2 minutes. Fastest updating radar on the market in terms of free weather apps. So most apps are every 5. So check it out. Let's see. Question here. Let's start with this one, Matt. This one is State Fair today. The line seems to be on or around the fair. Worth going today, or should we skip because of severe weather?
If you can go this afternoon, I would go. I would probably not try this morning. I think it'll be pretty wet. There's some lightning already right by the fairgrounds right now, and with the additional development out west. But I think if you go this afternoon, I think you'd be in a good spot. I don't know where you're traveling from. Um, just keep in mind if you're coming from the north, you may have to counter some flooding issues. But I would this afternoon, in my opinion.
Please give a Boone County update. It is still pouring there. How much rain could we expect? I mean, I think you could get locally 3 inches of rain in Boone County. In fact, I'm actually shocked no flash flood warning has been issued. But with that next round of rain in eastern Illinois moving in, I wouldn't be shocked if Lebanon, Boone County area doesn't see a flash flood warning and locally 2 to 3 inches of rain.
Yeah. And one thing we didn't really mention, Michael, as far as this morning wave is concerned, I'm not really particularly too concerned about severe weather. Maybe an isolated instance of a gust of 40, 50, but that's not the problem this morning. It's the flooding.
My comment selection on the chat is weird. It's like I can't actually click on the one I want to display. It's very strange. It's always something. It's always something, but I'll figure it out. Taylor says, "Will this start to dip south of Marion County?" I think for a time it does. I think for a time we do see um, the storm activity come south of. There's a new flash flood warning coming, and I wanted to pull this up because that is for Madison County. So Madison County has again been added into a flash flood warning. Additional rain amounts up to 2 inches, and it's moving in right now. I mean, Anderson, Alexandria area, these areas that do not need rain, it's
Mm-mm.
moving in.
No. Gosh, Michael, let's look at the southern edge of that. I mean, it's got that little back building trainy type of look. Southern
Yeah,
part of Madison County,
it's
that's not good.
it's unbelievable.
Sheesh. I did see a
Let's
comment. Somebody
see.
was asking about Madison County, so yeah.
All right, let's see. What's the forecast for Cincinnati tonight? Will the Reds game get postponed? I don't think so. I think the Reds will play. I think it'll be all right. I think a lot of the activity is north and east of there for the most part. I mean, could there be a thunderstorm to Dodge? Maybe. Central Ohio, the rain will not hold off today. Central Ohio will get rain and thunderstorms, especially this evening. Um, and there's a
Yep.
chance some of those storms could be strong. So,
And for some of those, they've gotten a lot of rain out there too, Michael, in Ohio. Um, that's the storms this evening are won't be ideal for that as well.
does the complex looks like it's taking a more southeast dip currently? No, not in my opinion. It doesn't look like that. I don't know. I mean, again, I think the worst of it is from here north. That's my quick um, my quick take there. So, all right, guys. Well, we just wanted to come on, give a quick update. Obviously, this stuff's moving in. We've got flash flood warnings that are continuing to come back. I would imagine this area entirely in here will probably be covered with flash flood warnings before the day is up. Wave one right here moving east, wave two in right behind it. So,
Yep.
at least over the next 2 to 3 hours, two heavy waves of rain working through north central Indiana. Some of the scattered thunderstorm activity will be possible south of this line, just not as heavy or as widespread as it is there to the north. So make sure to get the BAM weather app. Sign ups in the top right. It's in the comments as well. Keep you guys posted. Brand new app, full redesign, new tools and features coming for Labor Day. You're not going to want to miss out on it. We're pumped to roll that out to you guys. So, Matt, do you have any words of wisdom or encouragement for anyone before we wrap up?
Just, for those impacted by the flooding, I know it's already been significant, and unfortunately, it may get a little bit worse before it gets better. But our hearts and prayers go out to you. It's a bad deal. It's devastating, and you know we'll be praying for you. It's a bad situation.
Agreed. I saw this comment come through. There is respectfully, there is no way in hell you're going to get that in Terre Haute, my friend. I don't know. I mean, I no, I don't think so. I mean, I don't know. You're on the line. Maybe there is a way in hell. Hang on. You're on the line. Let me see. Real quick, because I feel your pain. Because I feel like that the golf gods have said, "Screw everyone." You can't play. Um,
I don't think so, Michael. I don't think he does.
you don't think it's going to hit there, or you don't think they're going to play.
I don't think they're going to play,
Well,
personally.
there you go. You heard it from Matt. I'm 50-50. Someone says, please look at Jeff Stanley's comment and help them out. Who is Jeff Stanley? Let me look here. Where's Jeff Stanley at? People are replying to Jeff. Okay, here we go. Jeff Stanley. Good morning, gents. Jeff Stanley, Delaware County Sheriff's Office. We're currently working on a river rescue in attempts to find a missing young man. Can you time out when it will hit in northern Delaware County and potential amount? Absolutely, Jeff. Let's look at this. You have my attention. Matt, Delaware, is that Muncie?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, and he said we are currently working in attempts to find northern Delaware County. Let's take a look. Let me pull up local radar here. Okay. And so that's 43 to 22. What do we think, Matt, on movement? We're probably getting, what, 35-ish miles per hour there?
Yep. Yep. I just got 32, Michael.
Okay. Let's time that out. 32 miles per hour on the northern. I would say the heavy stuff, Jeff, let me show you real quick here. We'll call it 30 miles per hour. I'm just timing out heavier rain for you.
Yep. Yep.
Finish track, northern Delaware County, 845 to 855, right there, just west of Eaton, 855 on the timing of the heavier rain for round one. And Jeff, that one's probably going to be capable of an inch or two of rain. I mean, it put down 1.75 inches in Boone County in an hour. So that one, Jeff, for sure, worst case, man, I mean, I wish I had better news behind that wave. If this one can sustain an intensity, Matt, we just want to assume 30 miles per hour for that one too.
Go ahead for now. I'm trying. There's an outflow embedded in that, Michael, by
Yeah.
Champagne. I'm trying my best to time out what speed that outflow is moving.
Let's take a look at this second round for Delaware County. So for those of you watching or just tuning in, there's a water rescue being attempted for a young kid in northern Delaware County.
I just got
Sure.
35.
Okay.
So
Sheriff's Department is asking for some help, so we're looking at that. We're going to go 35 miles per hour, and I'm going to draw the second wave. So, Jeff, what would happen is this wave would move through the heavy stuff, would probably be east of northern Delaware County by about 9:30. And then we would time the second wave. You'll have a break in between waves of the heavy stuff. That second wave I'm timing out now back into northern Delaware County by between 11:15 to 11:30. So uh, I think this would be second heavy wave timing if the wave can maintain its intensity, if it maintains its how heavy it's currently raining. I'm hopeful that the second wave can decrease in intensity a little bit by that time. I have a gut feeling that it may potentially, but I can't be certain. I would plan for the worst and hope for the best in terms of this entire second wave, Jeff, because this is just a wall of rain. And I mean, it would be 2 more inches of rain. I mean, so
and
yeah.
Michael, I measured the kind of the width of the rain if it can maintain its kind of, let's call it, intensity and shape, so to speak. And in terms of some of those more intense rates, the heaviest would fall over the span of about 40 minutes.
Okay. It's good to know. Jeff, hopefully that helps, man. Gosh, just that's tough. So, hope you guys are successful in that mission. If there's anything that my team can do at all, please reach out to us, DM us on our Facebook page. Give. Wonder if we could, Jeff, if you could drop your email, even we could give your team full access, everyone free with chat, all the things that we can do
Mm.
to help. If you want to reach out, we can set you up, Jeff, right now in 5 minutes um, and assist in that any way possible. So let us know how we can help. If you want to drop your email or DM us, like I said, someone on staff can help you out right away. So absolutely. Matt, we'll call this one good for now and keep yeah, there's his email. Whoever is in the chat from the staff, um, please reach out to Jeff and get him set up on a pro commercial subscription, and get him taken care of right away. Email him the sign on instructions and get some stuff created for them, turn on lightning, turn it all on so they have whatever they need. So,
Yep.
um, and Jeff, just hit the chat button, bro, in the app when you get it downloaded on your phone. If you come over here on the bottom right, if you are in the app here, down there on the bottom in your app, you'll see a chat button. You can talk to our meteorologist directly, and we can help you in that. So, real quick check back into that area. I do like that the lightning is trying to sag south of northern Delaware County. Maybe the heaviest of it misses you a little bit.
Yeah, I think especially the southern part of Delaware County probably gets the grunt of that.
Yeah. So, all right, guys. Well, we appreciate y'all watching today, and we'll keep you posted. And stay dry, and hopefully nobody's too heavily impacted today. But we'll keep you posted, guys. Have a great Saturday.
Thank you, guys.